going to share how I edit my Instagram photos. I have a theme on my Instagram account. I'm very specific on what I post. I like to post pictures of makeup and stuff, but I like a very bright white colourful theme, which I have been doing for quite a while. I thought I would share how I edit my pictures. I did try and film this video a couple of years ago, but I didn't have the screen recording and I was using the camera to film the screen. It didn't turn out good at all and the lighting was weird and the camera was shaky, so I kind of gave up and thought I would try it again. But now there's this screen recording on your phone that you have on there, it's easier to do. So now I'm doing it. So the app that I use is Facetune, and Facetune did cost money. I think it's the only app I've ever bought. I can't remember how much it cost. I will put it on the screen. I do use it all the time for every single picture that I edit on Instagram. So I really use it for editing pictures that I've taken of, like, I don't know, my shoes or my candles or whatever I post on Instagram, which is mostly just makeup. You can do a lot on this app and I really love this app. I obviously get a lot of use out of it, so however much it was worth it. So the first thing I do is whiten my pictures and the background. I do tend to take the pictures on like my chest of drawer on my desk, which is white background, or recently I've been taking it on chopping boards that I did put marble plastic thing on it. I did make that and I take the pictures on that a lot now. So I tend to whiten the background twice depending on how light or dark the photo is. If it's really dark I will whiten it about twice, but if it's bright anyway I will whiten it once. It all depends on the lighting. It's really easy to whiten and then I just erase all the bits that I might have gone over. After I have whitened the picture, I then go to exposure. So I go to filters and then when it loads it's under lighting and then it's exposure. Usually I turn it up to around 80. It depends on the lighting again. It depends on every picture I take, to be honest. But I usually have it at 80 or 90. Quite high usually. I like it very, very bright, but you're still able to see the photo. On this one I'll go for 96 because that's still bright but it's not too bright. And then after I've done that I go to filters again, lighting and S-curve, which I think is like contrast. Not 100% sure, but I tend to turn that up to around 15. Again, it depends on the photo and depends what I'm taking pictures of. But for this photo I'm going to turn it up to 18. That's literally what I do. I don't tend to do a huge amount. I do sometimes crop it, but if I do that I normally don't do it in Facetune. The other good thing about Facetune I really like is this thing called patch. So if you have a piece of dust or something you don't want in the picture, you can remove it. And patch is really good for that because sometimes I have shoes, like I took a picture of my boots and there was a lot of like dust on them. They were velvet and they collected up a lot of dust. Some of the big bits I took out, or if there's like a mark on your photo or just something like that you want to remove, you can. It's really simple. I'm going to, for example, take away like part of this detail which is on my tray. You can make it big or small. You might have to go over the thing a few times sometimes, it just depends. You can actually take back what you've done if you don't like it. This isn't a really good example, to be honest, at all, but this is how you do it. It is really easy. You can put other things over it. This isn't the best example, but it's really easy to get rid of. So that's just an example. Let me get rid of that. The other thing I like is that you can do a lot of things on here. So there's canvas, which is like you can crop it, rotate it, have a fixed ratio, flip it, which I don't tend to use that. Obviously you got the whiten. If you want to smooth something, there's smooth and there's smoother. Let me get rid of that. There's details, which I have never used this, not entirely sure what it is. There's reshape, if you want to reshape things. I've never used this, but messed that up. There's patch, which I just explained. There's tones, which I'm not too sure. I think it's something to do with your face. There's red eye, again, I think it's something to do with your eye. There's defocus, so if you want to blur a background or anything, then you can defocus it or you can blur it as well. There's normally a couple different options, and under filters there's a lot of things under filters. So there's lighting, texture, lens and wipe. I tend to use lighting, but there's also different filters which, oh that one's pretty, teal. Sapphire is pretty. I've never used a filter on here before. I don't tend to use filters. Oh, that one's nice. Azure. But there is quite a few filters and you can also change like how much you want it, so you can have like 100 or you can have 50 or whatever. So under lighting there's things to make your photos lighter, brighter, you can darken them and all these different kind of thing. Oh, you can make it a red tone or a cool tone or blue. There's also texture, which you can add textures onto your photos. So there's like sandstone and pearl and just things like that. Under lens, it gives you kind of like a border. That kind of looks fisheye, like a border type thing. And then there's also frames, which I don't use. I've never used frames. A retro frame, a stamp frame, a wavy one, a sky, which has the Facetune logo at the bottom. There's tons and tons of different frames to save the photo. I did actually already edit this picture for my Instagram. That is the final one I edited, which is pretty bright to be honest. But that is how I edit my Instagram pictures. I don't know if that will be any help to anybody. Facetune is a really good app and I do really like it. And there's a lot of different things you can do on there like I showed, and it's just really helpful. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!